Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spooky Things. I hope everybody's doing good and has had a great week so far. It's in the beginning of the week, and we have high expectations for the end of the week. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so we have a very interesting guest tonight. Becky, if anybody slaughters a name in this complete area, I'm the queen. I am the queen. So I'm gonna do it again. Becky McKiddy-Gydesen.
Gydesen.
Gydesen.
Yep.
Do it. And she just said it to me.
Trust me, everyone pronounces it that way for whatever reason, but it is Gydesen.
And I fell right into that big pool. I'm so sorry. McGydesen. I was asking, is that Irish?
McKiddy is. Gydesen, I believe, is Dutch.
Oh.
Yeah, Gydesen's my married name. McKiddy is my maiden name.
Your maiden name. Okay. Well, it's a pretty name, especially with it all together. So you were born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio.
Yes, I was.
And you had an interesting situation with a home that you lived in.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's start out telling us about the house.
Well, I grew up on a street called Walbridge Avenue. The house is no longer there. It was torn down, sadly. But I lived with my grandma, my grandpa, my aunt, and my mom. And this house was built in the 1800s. And there's just certain sections after dark that I refused to go in. And it was like this door that was off of our kitchen. And behind that door was my aunt's bedroom, the stairs to the upstairs, and the stairs to the basement. And I just did not like that area after dark. I hated that area after dark. It freaked me out. I didn't like it. I couldn't explain why. I did not like it.
Now, your aunt stayed in there?
Yeah, her bedroom was off of that little doorway. And it would be so funny because when I was little, my aunt would work overnights. And so every once in a while when, either my grandpa or my grandma or my mom were busy, they would be like, go wake up your aunt to go to, work. I hated doing that. I hated because I literally had to open up that door and go into that area I hated. I don't think I would knock as fast as I would. I would go in there, knock, open her door, get up, and run back out. I hated that area so bad.
You think you would have figured out some way to throw something at the door? Wake up!
I hated waking her up because she worked the overnight, so it was always dark when I had to go in there to wake her up. And what made it worse was there wasn't really a light in that area. There wasn't a light until I actually started heading up the stairs or down the stairs. So in that little cubby hole where everything was, there was no light. So it was always pitch black, which made it even worse.
Right? Especially to a kid.
Yeah.
Now, what about your aunt? She didn't experience anything in there? Or she was probably so tired. She was
she was always sleeping. No, actually, this is so funny because I'm writing a book right now, and I'm putting in the book about my house and everything, and it finally popped in my head for some unknown reason. You know how you all of a sudden have those things pop in your head.
An
But my
epiphany,
aunt
yeah.
did have an experience. Now, we didn't talk about things a lot paranormal wise growing up, but I do recall my aunt saying that whenever she put her bed next to the window in her room, she would always be woken up by something. And once she moved her bed, it stopped. So she had to keep her bed away from the window. So I don't
That's
know
interesting.
why. And, like I said, I was little, so I never got to put two and two together. But I do recall her saying that. Now, since I've been writing and doing all this, that, did pop in my head, that I do recall her saying that she couldn't keep her bed by the window because she would always be woken up by something. And not noises from
Wow.
outside, but like feeling like something. Like she would feel like something on top of her or having something whispered in her ear, stuff like that. So I don't know why it was only when it was by the window, but
Yeah.
why she moved her bed and she would never keep her bed by the window. In fact, I think she had her window blocked by a dresser. So
Oh, that's pretty serious. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
There was never anything like harmful though. I know when we moved out and the people moved in after us, they had things thrown at them. We never had that. So we never had things thrown at us, but the people who moved in after us did.
Well, at
So
least it liked you.
yeah, they liked us apparently, and they didn't like the people who moved in apparently. I don't know.
Evidently not.
Yeah, because we never had things thrown across the room at us, and they did. So
Yeah, see, that's a good thing.
yeah,
Now, so you've gotten a little bit older and you become more aware of things and you started realizing that there's something going on. So there's something else out there, as you say.
yes, yes.
And you started watching certain shows and they caught your attention because it seemed very familiar to you, I'm sure, as to what you were experiencing. And I think that goes through a lot of us feel the same way, like about the same thing. When I grew up, it just seemed normal. Everybody did that. Well, I thought everybody did that. Everybody did not do that.
Yeah, we were the weird
That
ones.
was a shock to me. I thought, well, what's wrong with you? You know, I didn't realize it was a me thing. So, um, so now you're realizing that some things really are going on, and you're able to get a grasp on it yourself a little bit more. So you decide you want to go into a business that centers around this because, of course, this has captured your attention at this point. So, what companies you created companies to do this? Tell us about those companies.
My company is called Tucson Ghost Company. And in
Okay,
reality, it wasn't something that I planned on doing, to be honest with you. This was
really?
not my life goal at all.
Oh,
I had
interesting.
an
Okay.
interest. I had an interest in it because I had experiences my entire life. And then when I did find out through TV that, hey, people give ghost tours and ghost hunts, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I want to go. I was curious. And after doing that, everything just kind of fell in my lap, and I ended up with this company. Um, in reality, I was in college and I was studying zoology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was actually I was in college starting a degree in zoology when this opportunity came to me. And when this opportunity came to me, I couldn't turn it down. I knew it was something I was meant to do. And so I formed the Tucson Ghost Company. I started with one little lonely tour called the Tucson Ghost Tour, which is now Tucson's Haunted History. From there, I ended up with a ghost hunt at my beginning location. It was called the Tucson Ghost Experience. Now it's called Monday Booze because we can only do it on Mondays. So we did a little play on Monday Blues. And then I also have Haunts of the Undertakers, which is in Tombstone. It's the original Undertakers. And Haunted
Okay.
Arcade, which is at Hotel Tombstone, which has been many, many things throughout the years. So I went from one little lonely tour to the tour plus 3 ghost hunts, plus I do special events. So it's expanded a lot. I get to do a lot. I formed a paranormal team. So the paranormal team, of course, does not charge. We've done a ton of investigations. We've worked with a ton of different businesses and residents, and this ended up taking over my life. So I ended up dropping out of
Very
college because
busy.
this did take over my
Oh,
life.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really, you're quite busy now doing all of this.
I try to be. Like I said, this is my life. This is what I love. Unfortunately, things have happened to where my company's been really slow, and that makes me kind
Hmm.
of scared because I don't want to give this up. But I'm hoping that, since tomorrow's October 1st and we're in the official spooky season,
Yeah.
I'm praying and hoping that people research local places
Hi,
for ghost
Michael.
tours, and that they find mine and that they take mine instead of the nationwide ones. And I hope things start picking up.
Now, is that like the national tour? Does that infringe off on your company? It makes it hard for you, doesn't it?
Yes, because they basically have taken over Google and everything else. And I don't personally have experiences with them. Like, I haven't dealt with them personally, but I know of a lot
Hmm.
of local ghost tours who have. And they have said that they use AI and have stolen their stories from them. I've never gone on this tour. I've never sent a spy on this tour. So I don't know if they've taken my stuff or not. But I do know that they are in Tucson, and that if you Google, they're the first ones to come up, unfortunately. But I've heard a
Wow.
lot of bad things about them, and a lot of local tour people, like local ghost tour people, are suffering because of this company.
And that's amazing to me because the people that live there and who operate there every day, this is your life is in this
Yes.
place. You would know. I would think. Now, when I go out and I want to go for a tour or whatever, we do that quite often. If we're going to an area we don't know, I automatically gravitate towards a company that is based out of that area, that town, that city, whatever. I gravitate towards them. I'm not going to gravitate towards a company that's hired to do research to come into a place to do it. I'm like, I don't play that. I go
Right.
to the place where the people, this is their home. They would know. And a lot of other times is that you guys know little tidbits and stories that other people don't know about. You
Yes.
know, you guys got a whole history, not only from the books, but from growing up, knowing a lot of things that a lot of people, it's not in books, it's hearsay, but it comes from pretty darn good sources.
Right.
And
Yes.
it just puts a whole different perspective on these tours because now you're getting the nitty gritty of what the local folks have experienced. That
Right.
to me is worth a ton of gold. That really is.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's what I always preach too. I'm like, if you're gonna go take a tour and you want to learn about the town, you're gonna want something that's local based, locally owned, because they're
yeah,
the ones that have
yeah,
experienced it. These nationwide tours may have local people touring, doing the tours, but they're giving them the story, and they can't get the full stories not being here. I don't even think
right.
these nationwide companies ever set foot in the towns they do the tours on. I don't
A
think
lot
they
of times
ever
they
set
don't.
foot in here. But yet
Like you
they're,
say, they'll hire people to do that for them.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I know of a lot of
So,
tour companies that are suffering because of it, sadly.
So if somebody's coming for a tour and they want the local historian, local town people to give that tour, give them the name of your tour company.
It's Tucson Ghost Company. And if you go to tucsonghostcompany.com, just click on
Mm-hmm.
what we offer and you will see all of the tours and ghost hunts that we offer. But we are the only walking tour, the Tucson Haunted History. We are the only locally owned one. We're the first, we're the original, and we're the only woman owned tour. So,
Oh,
yep,
interesting.
yep. I'm all three. I'm the first,
Then you're
original,
all
and woman
three.
owned. So that is me.
So, and here it is on the screen, the TucsonGhostCompany.com. And
Yes.
that's going to take directly to you and to book your tours and to
All of our
do
information is
investigate
there.
all of your stuff that you do there. So
Yep.
you're kept very, very busy. And if that's not even enough, don't you also author a book?
Yes, I'm finishing that up right now. We're in the final stages of editing it. My team has been very helpful with me. Kira's my historian, so she's found the history in the sections we needed the history. My friend May, who's been with me since day one with the paranormal team, she's doing the editing. So as soon as all this comes together, my part is done. They're doing the finishing
Mm-hmm.
touches, and then we're going to go get a publisher or self-publish, and we're not really sure which we're going to do yet, but we're hoping to have it done within the next month or so.
Excellent. Now, when it does come out, will you be able to buy this book on a platform, or are you going to sell it directly yourself? How are you going to do that?
Um, I guess it's going to kind of depend on how I publish, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be like on your Amazon and things like that, because everything I've researched, it basically
Mm-hmm.
says that they put it on all platforms, even if you go through this one self-publishing company. So I'm thinking it
Mm-hmm.
should hopefully be on all platforms. We're going to work on that. So
Yeah, but probably can definitely get it off of Amazon.
yeah, I think pretty much you can get anything off of Amazon.
I know, I love Amazon.
Like you can just look up anything and it's on Amazon.
I don't even go Christmas shopping anymore. I just Amazon.
There's certain things I like to
All
see in
right.
person, though. So, I can't always do Amazon shopping. There's some things, especially clothes. I got to try those on. I can't get clothes online.
Yeah. I've tried getting clothes online and they come here and I'm like, I didn't order that.
Totally looks different.
It's like, that is not what I ordered. Oh, I'll keep it. I can't believe how many clothes are in my closet. It was still with tags on it. It's like, I'll figure it out. I might have a bonfire one day. I don't,
Keep you warm during the winter. Yeah.
yeah. I knew they'd come in handy for something. Lord. Yeah, Amazon. But I mean, that is true. It'd be great if you could get the book off of Amazon for people like me. Okay. Now, taking all that aside,
Okay.
let me get that arrow out of my face. Okay. Taking all that aside, you are also, if that is not even enough, you like Disney World so
Oh,
much.
I am a Disney adult. Yes.
Yes.
I am a huge Disney adult. I've only been to Disney World twice. I go to Disneyland pretty much every year. In fact, we're going to have
Oh,
a trip around Christmas time to Disneyland to celebrate Christmas or in Disneyland.
oh, that's right. You're in Tucson, so you're a lot closer to
Yes.
Disneyland than Disney
Yeah.
World. Yeah.
It's an 8-hour drive. So
Oh,
we
is
just
it?
drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get in
It's
the
not that
car
bad.
and go for a drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. We're
And
like,
now we're closer to Disney World, so it's
we're,
like it's a lot of fun.
I love both. I love Disney World. I love Disneyland. It's just Disneyland's closer, because like I said, it's an
Hmm.
8-hour drive. And we go there. I think my husband gets frustrated that we go there so much, but my kids love it. They love that I'm a Disney adult. I think they think that I go for them, but it's not for them. It's for me. I
I
admit it.
actually have a nephew that works at Disney World.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he's one of the people back there that I think he's in a character now. I'm not sure. I think he does something like that. But he does. He works at Disney World. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's like a whole village inside Disney World for their employees that work there. I didn't know that. They can
Yeah.
live there,
Oh, wow.
I mean, oh yeah, they got restaurants for them in there, stores. They can go shopping.
I
I
would
mean,
go
it's
broke.
amazing. I
Yeah.
know. I
I'm
know. I
always
wouldn't
surrounded
hesitate
by
that.
Disney. See, even my cup's Disney. You probably can't tell, but my cup's Disney. I got a Disney pin holder on my desk. My flag represents Disney. Deadman Tell No Tales from Pirates of the Caribbean.
We all love that. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, but you also work as a tour agent, if I'm not mistaken. You
Yes,
I
I'm a
guess
travel
get people
agent.
signed up to go. A travel agent. Thank you. I was
Yep.
struggling with that.
Yep.
So, but you do strictly Disney tours? Is that what it is?
I
You
I
set
can
up Disney?
do I can do other things, but I specialize in Disney. So like I can book Universal, I
Wow.
can book things overseas. But I specialize in Disney because of the fact that I've been to Disney so much. So I'm very familiar. I can give a lot of tips about Disney. But yeah, I have access to several different platforms. I can do cruises, all that stuff. And a lot of people I know are booking things themselves nowadays because they find it just easy to get online and do it. But what a lot of people
Mhm.
don't realize is no matter what you book, except for airline tickets don't count. But for any vacation you book, there's always a hidden travel agent fee. So if you use a travel agent or not, you're still paying that fee. So I always tell
Oh,
people just use a travel agent because you're helping, support a family and it's completely free and they can give you advice. They can look up things that you necessarily can't look up. So
yeah.
yeah, it's already built in. And I tested it myself because I was like, I don't want to be lying to people. So I looked up a vacation for myself and I tested it on just the regular site. And then I tested it on my site. And sure enough, it's the exact same price. So it is
Wow.
literally a hidden fee that you get charged. And when you use the travel agent, that travel agent gets it. So
That's interesting.
yeah, a
That
lot of
is
people don't realize
interesting.
that.
I
I never
never knew it.
did until I did this. So I was like, wow, I was paying a
Yeah.
hidden fee. And the big corporations get it if you don't use
Yeah.
a travel agent. So might as well use
Oh,
that
gosh,
travel
yeah.
agent instead of giving it to the big corporations.
Right.
Yep.
Um, okay. So you're an author, you're a travel agent, you do tours, you got a paranormal group. Girl, I mean, you're just doing it all. You're a one man show here. Um, now you've also been featured in other people's work, though, if
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes.
Tell me where you've been featured on.
Um, oh my gosh. So I've been featured in about 4 or 5 different books. So like Haunted Tucson, I did the opening of that book. Um, Women on the Fringe, I did a chapter in that book. Um, I want to say it's Dining with Ghost. I was featured in that. I was interviewed. Um, I think it's called Ghost Stories. I was featured in. Uh, but about 4 or 5 different books. I either wrote something for them or I was interviewed for them. I've been featured in local things a lot of newspapers and magazines. And then I've been on one TV show that they didn't actually mention my name or anything, but you see a clip. and that was called Fright Club, if I remember straight. And then just basically the news program. Like I did this whole like little mini series a couple years back about the paranormal, and we did like 4 or 5 different shows. Like every Thursday we had like a segment, so that was a lot of fun because we got to go out and film at all these spooky locations. That was a lot of fun. I love doing that one.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have liked that too. Um, and in between all of that, you're a mom.
Yep.
I
I
mean,
have 4 daughters.
4.
4. Yeah, I feel sorry for my husband.
Mm. So does he.
He had to spend many years with all these women, 5 women in the house. Well, 5 girls.
Wow.
2 of them are out of the house now. We're down to 2 daughters now. But yeah, because our oldest is out in Eloy, Arizona, which is about an hour and a half away, and she's pregnant. We just found out we're going to be
Oh.
grandparents. And then my stepdaughter, she's out of the house, and we just have my 18-year-old and my 14-year-old still here. So Aubrey and Bailey are still in my house. Aubrey does the ghost stuff with me, so she's an active ghost person like me. And Bailey's in her teenage years to where she doesn't want anything to do with mom. So
Yeah. And we all know that'll change, you know.
it's the typical, she's always on her phone like this. Love her to death, but that's all she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, my kids are all like that too. It's just like all I do is look at the phone, and they kind of ask you questions off of the phone. Hey, mom,
Yeah, you
mom.
have to text each other. Yeah. If I need her attention, I have to text her.
Yeah, exactly. I can get through to them faster if I just text it over. Is it, hey, you're in the next room. I'm trying to call you. Get off the phone.
Pretty much.
It is. It's true. So
Yeah,
all
this
of our
generation
moms, we
doesn't know
share
what
that
it's like.
same thing. No, I mean, at my age, I mean, I didn't have a first my mobile phone. The first mobile phone I got was after Hurricane Andrew when I lived down in Homestead, and all the phones were pretty much blown away. So it's like there was nobody that could talk to anybody. So we just finally decided, all right. So we went down and got us a thing was like this big,
I know how big
this
they used
cell
to be.
phone.
Yeah.
You're like holding it like this. And I'm like, that's portable? Really?
It's amazing how
He
times
says,
change.
and do you know I still have that phone? I
Oh,
still
wow.
have it. It's my retirement fund.
Oh, there you go. Sell it to a museum, right?
That's it, exactly. I'm selling it to the Smithsonian. I'm hanging on so all the others get ruined somehow, and mine is still there. Oh my gosh. So, have you gone to any of the Paracomic cons or anything lately?
Unfortunately, not.
No.
I had given one a couple years ago. And
Oh.
then the last time I was involved in one, it wasn't mine. It was Amy Bruni's. She went to Tombstone, and my
Hmm.
team helped her. We were like their helping hand. So we like rotated their groups and helped check people in and stuff like that. So as far as me attending one, I haven't done that in like, I don't think ever. Um, I'm either involved with them or helping with them or giving them. I don't think I've actually just gone to one. I wish we had more
I know
out
what
here
you
in
mean.
Arizona, but we don't.
No, you
We
know,
don't get a whole lot. And if we do, it's never in Tucson. The only time we had anything in Tucson was when I did it. And I actually I don't understand why, because Tucson has so much history and so many haunts, but people
it
avoid.
does. That is really interesting because I'm thinking, because of course we're way out here on the East Coast, we hear a lot about Tucson. And we're always, reading about people that went to these historical sites there and they get great results. And I would never have thought that it's as quiet and as not frequently it's visited as much as I thought that they are. But you're right. You do have some amazing stuff out there,
Yeah, oh yeah.
amazing places. Because
Well, and
that's where it all happened. At. I mean, a
yeah,
lot of
the
stuff
Wild
went down
West,
in
and
history around that.
yeah, because not only
Yeah.
did we have, a lot of, that Wild West stuff, but, of course, we had the Spanish that lived here for a while, and then, of course, the Indians that lived here for a while. And, um, but like, I always, because people tend to overlook Tucson and they want to do Tombstone or Bisbee or, Jerome or anything like that. And what they don't realize is that we have pieces of that Tombstone history here because when like the Earps came to town, they first stopped in Tucson. When they left town, they stopped, they came to Tucson and one of their gunfights happened at our train station. So, we
Oh,
have that history here too. So people just kind of tend to overlook that, sadly. But
yeah,
it
that is
was true
sad.
that they had that one because, like, if you watch the movie Tombstone and you see um, them getting on the train and having that gunfight at the train station,
Hmm.
that actually happened here in Tucson at our train station. So
Very
that train
interesting.
was here. So not quite exactly how they, portrayed it, but it did happen here in Tucson.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times these movies are not totally accurate, as we know, and they elaborate and they like to rewrite history a little bit just to make it a little bit more exciting on their part.
Well,
But
the whole Wyatt Earp story kind of got rewrote anyway because he wasn't always this perfect guy. He got in trouble with the law himself. So if you actually look up the history of Wyatt Earp, he actually got into a lot of trouble back in the day too. So the movie kind of portrayed him to be simply a hero and nothing else. But yeah, he got in trouble quite a bit.
yes, this I did know. This I did know. Um, and you come across that a lot. You do. But I really want to go back to the Tucson Ghost Company.
Okay.
And now, do you do these the tours that you do? Are they don't going on like a weekly basis or a monthly basis, or is it just like on a on call kind of a thing?
Right now they are running Thursday through Sunday. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and you can book online up until 4 p.m. our time. Now, after November 2nd, I think it is, it's going to go back to probably only 2 days a week. But right now it's Thursday through Sunday. Now, I personally do not give the walking tour. And I have two employees. Their names are Stephanie and Gail, and they do a wonderful job. They keep you entertained. They love interacting with people. But the reason why I don't do the walking tour is because on Fridays and Saturdays, I usually have ghost hunts or special events that I tend to. So I'm either in Tombstone doing a ghost hunt, or I'm doing a special event, or sometimes I'm investigating, because I do have the paranormal group. So if we get a call for, a haunting, we go and do investigations there too. So I'm usually busy on the weekends, and that's usually the most popular time for my tours. So I do have employees that give those so I can tend to my many other hats, I guess.
Yeah, you've got a lot of them. You certainly do. So how many people are on your paranormal team?
Right now, we're actually short-handed. So the company part, Stephanie and Gail, they do the tours. They don't participate in my team. My team is all
Okay.
volunteers, and they consist of my historian, which is Kira, my daughter Aubrey. Um, we have an investigator in training named Jen, And then my partner in crime, who's been with me since the day I formed the team, Meela. And then every once in a while, but it's very rare, my husband will join. But he doesn't really do it very often. He used to do it a lot more in the past. His job kind of keeps him busy Monday through Friday. So after work, he's not really wanting to go investigate or do anything
Yeah,
like that. So,
I can understand that. I
yeah.
certainly can. So, well, I mean, it just sounds just fascinating. It really does. And it sounds like you guys are doing good. And you've got a lot on your plate, but it sounds like you're handling it all just really well. Um,
It, it was
I'm
worse.
glad. What?
It was worse years back when I was trying to start. I've been doing this for 12 years, so I've learned how to juggle it all now. Back when I first started, I did get stressed out a lot because I had four daughters in the house still. I was going to college. I
Yeah,
was doing this company. It was very stressful at first, and something had to give, and unfortunately, college gave. But I've learned how to juggle, I guess. And so now it's not as difficult. I just worry a lot about making sure I have the business part of it, you know?
sure. Oh, sure. Um, it's not much of a business if you don't have the clientele to cater to.
Yeah, if you don't have the bookings,
So,
yeah, not much of a business.
no, I understand that completely. Um, but it sounds like you're doing really a good job at it. Tell me what are some of the highlights in your city that you talk about on the tours?
Well, what I love, and I always love to mention them, it's a place called JoJo's. It used to be La Cocina, and it's our starting point for the tour, and it's where my Monday booze takes place, so the ghost experience. This place is wonderful. They've been with me almost since day one. I started the tour.
Mm,
They found out about me. They contacted me and they're like, "Hey, start here. Come in here. Do ghost hunts." They opened up to me before any other business ever did, and they supported me before anyone else ever did. And they're a great bunch of people. And what I love about this place is we still keep discovering new things. For example,
mm,
with my historian, she's, keeps going down that rabbit hole and discovering more and more. When I first started doing the ghost hunts there, I personally heard a horse. And I was kind of like, okay, well, I know it's part of the Presidio. I'm sure people probably had horses, but I didn't think much of it. She went down that rabbit hole and found out during certain years that was a stable. So I was like, well, that makes sense to why I heard that horse. And then
mhm,
she would find out other things that, I had experienced there. And this is one of those places to where the experiences, there's so many of them. I've seen a little girl there. The little girl interacted with my youngest for the longest time. Um, we've had things like flip off of a table. Like we would set something down and it wouldn't just fall. It would literally like turn upside down and flip off the table. We've smelled like the cigar smoke. We've heard knocks. We've seen shadows. This place is so active and it's so rich in history because it was like part of the Presidio. So this is like one of the sections of Tucson which was first occupied. And this is where some of the settlers came in. And so it dates back, that we're knowing with the American settlers to like 1870. And we know that it
mhm.
dates back further, with, the Spanish and, the Indians and things like that. But I love JoJo's. They're so rich in history. They have so much activity. That is one of my favorite spots. It's one of my favorite places to go. And they're so open to just let me in. If I call them and I'm like, hey, I need to do a photo shoot. Can I, use your place? They're like, yeah, come on in. They're so understanding about everything and so willing to support us. And I can never say enough nice things about JoJo's. But that is one of the highlights I love. The other one is Fox Theater. I love
Mm,
Fox Theater. I got to work with them in the past. A lot of experiences there. And then a new one that we put on the tour is Rialto Theater. And Rialto Theater,
Okay. I've
they're
heard of that one.
yeah, Rialto is really cool. They've had
Mm-hmm.
stories for years too, and I experienced firsthand one of those stories when we were sitting up in the balcony. That one of the stories is you will hear a woman tell you to get out, and sure enough, I
Oh,
was
yeah?
told to get out. So she
You,
literally she told me, she goes, get out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I'm staying.
all right.
But we even got that on recording, so we were able to back it. But Rialto also owns a place called Toole Avenue, and they do concerts there, and that's another one that's actually really haunted. So I get to put two of their locations on my tour, and I get to actually write about both of their locations too, because they're just so awesome. And it's all downtown.
Has
All of
any
this is downtown. So
all downtown.
mhm.
Has anything ever happened on your tours in particular?
You know, I like I said, I don't necessarily give the tours, but I read the reviews and everything. And we had one review. It was so funny because they're like, "Great tour, I loved it, but I only gave it 4 stars because the ghost messed with my camera." And I'm like, I can't help that. But we literally had a guest complain because the ghost apparently messed up her camera on her phone and wouldn't let her take pictures. So
That
apparently,
would be a big 5.
apparently that kind of stuff happens. According to my tour guides, a lot of times cameras will act up. And I know back, when I used to give the tours, there was a section that we used to go through. And I do remember that people would try to get pictures of the courthouse dome, and they couldn't take pictures of it. They could turn the camera, take pictures of
Really?
anything else, but for some reason they couldn't take pictures of that dome. They never turned out. I don't know why. I mean, I know the grounds are haunted, but I don't know why it was the dome. That's
Yeah.
about one of the only places I've never been able to investigate, sadly. Most of the other
Oh,
places on my tour I have investigated. And so everything's personal stories, which I love being able to communicate that to our customers, that these are all personal stories. The courthouse comes from a judge. So they were personally told to me from a judge. But yeah, I know cameras do tend to malfunction on our tours. And apparently, people will also smell that cigar smoke, especially if
yeah.
my tour guides have all females, because the cigar smoke comes from a cowboy who's very protective. So if she has a group that's all females, they usually will smell that cigar smoke because he's protecting all the females. He's a
Oh,
sweet
wow.
Yeah, he's sweet. He's protected me a lot too, because people will like come up to me and be like, "Oh, you smell like cigars," and I'm like, "Yep, that's him. He's making sure I'm protected tonight." But he's very
That's
protective.
great.
I love him. Yeah, he's a sweet one. Of course, there's
And
another
you've
one on
gotten
the tour.
probably
There's another cowboy on the tour that likes to pinch your butt, though.
well, there's always those.
Yeah, of course. They got to have fun in the afterlife too, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so. We've got a couple of them around here that are a bit snarky also. So there's one place that we go to, it's a jail, and you're always getting pinched or poked or prodded, or so it's like, oh my God, really? But it's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So
I've been pinched, and I've gone to yell at my husband about it, and everyone's like, "He wasn't near you. No one was near you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I always go to blame him. I'm like, "You did it." And everyone's like, "No, it wasn't him. We swear he wasn't near you." And I'm like, "All right." But yeah, I've been pinched on the
all
butt
right
a
then.
couple times, so I'm like, "Okay, now behave yourself."
They're out of control.
Yeah, they
They
like to have
really are.
their fun. Now, if we were to do that, people would look at us funny, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's funny when something like that happens on a tour, with a big group of people. It's funny because everybody starts looking at the other person.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. It must have been you. No, I didn't do it. And it goes all the way around until everybody realizes, all right, we got caught.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't any of them. They got us.
Yep, it's funny
And
how that
that's when they
works.
realize. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's the very subtle things that open people's eyes. And it's like, we tried to tell you this does happen, and
Yeah.
it's not anybody here that's doing it. So I love doing the tours and stuff just to see people's reaction to things because it just happens so naturally and just so easily. And it's like, I've got no control over this. They probably couldn't be controlled in life. You're surely not going to control
Yeah.
them now. You know,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just let
And
them
their
go.
attitude carries over. So, if they were, a trickster in real life, they're still that way now. So,
Yeah, yeah. There's just one, they just moved.
yep,
That's all. They've just moved from one place to another, but they're still there.
yep,
So,
exactly.
oh my goodness. Um, so looking back on all that you've done with the Tucson Ghost Company, what would you say would probably be one of your highlighting experiences from what you've experienced so far?
um,
You've seen a lot. You've been to a lot of places.
yeah, I've worked with so many places in Tucson, outside of Tucson. I've traveled and I've done this. So, like, I've done investigations in Ohio, Nevada, California.
Wow.
Any chance I get, I if I could do this full time, with traveling and doing this, I would. I always tease,
Yeah.
if I had the money, I would travel across the U.S. and I would stop at every amusement park, zoo, and haunted place there is. That would be my life. That's what I would do. Um, but there's so many things with the Tucson Ghost Company that I've experienced. I'm trying to think. I've been scratched. I've been pinched. I've had my hair played with. I've been people have, well, not people, but spirits have whispered in my ear. I guess one of my favorites has to go back to JoJo's. When I saw the little girl, because we had
Mm,
interacted with the little girl so many times. And when my daughter Bailey she was about 3 when I started this company and I started working with JoJo's. She played peekaboo with the little girl. So she saw the little girl and she was playing peekaboo with the little girl. And we had interacted with that little girl for so long and kept telling stories about her, but I never saw her. We would see things happen, like, we would see her play with, the toys and stuff, but I never saw her. We got her voice and all that stuff. And one night when I was there, and this was when Bailey was going through her phase of, let's try to scare mom. So she would always hide behind things and jump out to try to scare me. And then she'd always get so upset with me because I didn't really get scared. And I'm like, you got to remember, honey, I go in dark places and can't see what
yeah.
I'm doing. So, I'm not that easily scared unless you throw a bug at me. I'm not going to be easily scared. Uh, but she went through that phase of, let's hide behind things and jump scare mom. Well, we were at JoJo's and I was doing one of my ghost hunts there. And I saw a little girl. And I just, saw, like, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a little girl duck down behind a counter. So I'm like, Bailey, I'm not playing this game. I'm working. It's unprofessional. You don't do this. No response. And I'm like, Bailey, seriously, do not jump scare me. I know you're back there. It's not going to work. Still no response. So I yelled, like, really loud because I was frustrated at this time, point in time. And I'm like, Bailey. And she's like, comes in from another room and she's all, what? And I'm like, I told you not to jump out from behind the counter. When did you move? And she's all, Mom, I was in the other room the entire time. And there was someone on the ghost hunt that was like, yeah, she was with us in this room. And I was like, that then who did I see? It was the little girl that I saw, and it didn't click,
Oh,
because they were about the same age, and they was doing she was doing the exact same thing that my daughter would have done, but it
right.
wasn't my daughter, and I had witnesses that was with my daughter the entire time, and that confirmed it was not your daughter. And that same
Oh my
night,
gosh.
the exact same night, someone else had their like shorts tugged on, like from a kid. And my daughter was complaining that it was because we'll put out like the flashlights and stuff. And my daughter was complaining that it was really dark and the flashlight turned on for her. So that little girl was just kind of like doing her thing that night. And a lot of people had
Yeah.
experiences with her that night. But that was the first time I've ever seen her. And I was very happy to finally see this little girl that we kept talking to and that my daughter, had
Oh.
experiences with, when she was little. So that was something special.
And she remembers these experiences?
Some of them, yes. From when
Some
she
of
was like
them. Hmm.
2 or 3, not really, but we've had experiences in our own house, and so she'll like remember those. Or there's sometimes that she'll kind of ask me to like go through the house and like do a blessing because she feels that something's here. So she's, oh, Mom, I don't want it here. Or she'll experience things and I'll tell her, okay, well, you need to just tell them that you don't like that. Ask them not to do it. Um, but, something she does remember, that one, playing with the little girl, the peekaboo, she doesn't remember.
Doesn't remember that.
No, because she was only like 2 or 3. So,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I know I can't remember
Yeah,
when I was
when
2 or 3. Sometimes I can't
I
remember
do
yesterday,
remember
but
one.
that's another story.
Yeah, I remember little snippets of
Mhm.
when I was real young with my Oma, my German grandmother. And I mean, I remember all the way back to where I was in a playpen and she reached down to pick me up. And I remember the tile floor and I told my mom and she goes, that was true. That was the floor. I said, yeah, I remember. She goes, you were a baby. I was aware. I don't know. It's the only thing I can remember, but I do remember. I'm just I, I'm glad that I was blessed with that memory, though. I still
Right,
have that memory of my Oma who passed away years and years and years ago, but
right.
I still remember her, so I like that. Um, it's been just so nice talking to you. It really has. I've really enjoyed it. Um, everybody out there, remember, this is the Tucson Ghost Company. Tucson Ghost Company. If it's going by a different name, it's not her. Um, this is where hometown experiences it just means so much. And a lot of the stories that ladies like, what she's got going on here, they're it's you just can't measure that because they've got the inside scoop on things that are going on. And when you're taking a ghost tour, you want somebody who knows what really went on. And I was just in the books, but
Right.
what people talk about to this day that really did occur. And Becky and her group can do this for you. So, Becky, thank you so very much for coming on to Spooky Things. We've really enjoyed having you. And if anything goes on or you want to tell us about anything, come on back. We'd love to have you back.
Well,
We
thank
just
you for
been
having
very
me.
enjoyable. Oh, we've really enjoyed it. And before we go tonight, we want to reiterate to everybody that on November the 8th and 9th, we're having our medieval Fae Fest. You ever gone to one of those,
No, I have not.
Becky?
No, unfortunately not.
There, this is our first one that we're having, and this is going to be a blast. It's the Medieval Fae Fest, November 8th and 9th at the Jackson County Ag Center. It's right outside of Marianna, Florida. And I know it's a bit far for Becky to go, but
Yeah.
most of you guys out there, you're right, you can go. And it's just going to be so much fun. And it's our first year. So come and help us kick off this first year of the Medieval Faith Fest. We are just going to have so much fun. It's going to be so silly. And the kids are going to love it, absolutely love it. And these are our two main events, Becky, that we do is Medieval Faith Fest, which has been added on this year, and then the Deep South Paracomic Con, Portal of Your Imagination, is that we do it a few months before. And so far, those are the two that we're doing. So our second one is coming up. So everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Spooky Things with Debbie. We'll see you again next Tuesday. We'll have a great guest for you. And remember, the Tucson Ghost Company. Thank you again, Becky.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.